and Assalamualaikum everyone. To begin with, my name is Nur Ayuni from Group 5. Today, me and my group mates are going to present risks that a company will expose to and insurance coverage that the company should take. For this task, we choose Proton Holdings Berhad. This video presentation is going to be presented by Nur Ayuni, myself, Nurul Atika, Ermawati, Nur Shafika, Nur Shamin, and Muhammad Shahmi. The objective that we learn by doing this task are we can learn something new about the insurance coverage that we can use in the future. We can find out insurance coverage that the company should take, and this assignment makes us exchange our opinions and have a good relationship between group members. Introduction. Proton Holdings Berhad. Proton Holdings Berhad (PHB), informally Proton, is a Malaysian automotive company and automobile corporation active in automobile design, manufacturing, distribution and sales. Proton was established in 1985 as Malaysia's sole national batch car company until the advent of Produa in 1993. The company is headquartered in Shah Alam, Selangor and operates additional facilities at Proton City, Perak. Proton is a Malay acronym for Perusahaan Automobil Nasional, National Automobile Company. Proton was originally a manufacturer of rebatch version of Mitsubishi Motors MMC products in the 1980s and 1990s. Proton produced its first indigenously designed, non-batch engineered car in the year 2000 and elevated Malaysia as the 11th country in the world with the capability to design cars from the ground up. Since the 2000s, Proton has produced a mix of locally engineered and batch engineered vehicles. Proton cars are currently sold in at least 15 countries, the majority of which are in Asia. This is an example of car products that are manufactured by Proton Holdings Berhad: Proton Perdana, Proton X70, and Proton Iris.
Insurance that the company should take and the risk that the company will be exposed to.
Fire insurance. Irrespective of its size, every business needs a fire insurance policy. In every office, the company keeps its important files, documents, and assets. If a fire happens, it will be a great disaster. Fire insurance is a kind of contract between the insurance company and the insured, where the insurer assures to cover the damages and losses caused by fire eruption. It helps to cover the cost of replacement, repair, or reconstruction of property above the limit set by the insurance policy. Type of property that can be covered under the fire insurance are buildings, both under construction or completed projects, plant, machinery, equipment, and accessories. And some other content which are covered are cables, pipelines, furniture, fixture, and stocks. Fire insurance also covers a policyholder against fire loss or damage from a number of sources such as explosion, for example, a burst or overflowing water tank, and lightning such as lightning strike. These include fires brought about by electricity such as faulty wiring. Public liability insurance policy. The insurance is there to protect a company when a claim is made against their company by the general or public. As soon as the company has contact with the general public, whether it be their customers, clients, visitors, or simply passers-by, the company becomes vulnerable to public liability claims and even legal proceedings. The insurance covers the company legal liability to pay compensation to members of the public for deaths, injury, or damage to their property or possessions resulting from the activities of the company. In addition, the case where the company is found to be responsible, the insurance will cover the associated costs, including compensation payouts and legal fees such as the cost of defending their company in court. The public liability policies cover the company for an accident that occur on the company premises and accidents that take place off-site at events or activities organized by the company that are attended by members of the public.
Next, product liability insurance. The risk of this insurance is any unexpected damage occurs during use of the product. Product liability insurance is established to protect company claims or claim arising from produce or sold by the company. This form of insurance also covers the liability of the manufacturer or seller for bodily injury or property damage incurred by a third company due to defects or damage to the product. For this insurance policy, terms of the amount that can be claimed to be covered or paid when the consumer is from a proton company product, it depends on the amount insured in the insurance policy. Lastly, in the claiming the amount, consumer must base on legal costs of the victim and yourself when want to buy this insurance. Burglary insurance. The risk of the insurance is the occurrence of any theft in the company. Burglary insurance policy is a type of criminal insurance that covers losses due to burglary. Types of the losses insured include theft property includes premises, house, place of business, and a car. After that, while the word burglary, robbery, and theft are often used interchangeably in real life, they are actually very different both legally and in insurance world. The definition is nuanced, but in the world of insurance, burglary is defined as theft when force is used to enter another person's property illegally. Lastly, burglary insurance also provides to cover within the limits of the total sum insured for damage to the premises caused by burglary.
Fidelity Guarantee Insurance. The risk of fidelity guarantee insurance is the company or business have employees who act of dishonesty and fraud. Fidelity Guarantee Insurance is issued to commercial organizations. The cover provided by the Fidelity Guarantee Insurance policy is in respect of direct pecuniary loss suffered by the insured as a result of any act or acts of dishonesty, fraud, forgery, or larceny committed by the employee in connection with his or her occupation. This policy covers your pecuniary loss or goods belonging to you due to the act of fraud or dishonesty committed by your employees. It is during the period of insurance, during the uninterrupted continuance of employment of such employee. Next, in connection with the occupation and duties of such employees, and last, discovered during the aforesaid period of insurance or within 6 months after the death, dismissal, or retirement of such employee, whichever shall happen first. The policy does not pay more than one claim in respect of liability or loss arising out of an individual employee's acts. Furthermore, number of claims resulting from same fraudulent or dishonest act or a series of fraudulent or dishonest and the same originating caused by the same person, source, or event shall be deemed to be one claim subject to a single employee sum insured under the policy. Therefore, the employer and proton company should have and take this insurance in order to protect itself from potential risk and also bankruptcy. Credit insurance. The risk of credit insurance is the buyer's unwillingness or inability to pay when the time comes for the payment to be made. Credit insurance is a type of insurance policy purchased by a borrower that pays off one or more existing debt in the event of death, disability, or in rare cases, unemployment. It is also available to a credit card customer. The seller thus faces the risk of buyer's unwillingness or inability to pay. It is this list of non-payment which is the subject of credit insurance. By means of this form of insurance, the seller ensures that if his or her debtors fail to meet their obligations, he or she can recoup the losses, at least in part. For example, Proton company sells car, and cars are difficult to buy because of the high cost price. So most customers will use credit insurance to pay the cost by credit card. Credit insurance aims to provide indemnity against loss arising as a consequence of buyer's inability or unwillingness to pay for goods sold to him or her on credit. However, it does not indemnify against loss or profit. For this reason, and to ensure that the insured is careful about whom he or she allows credit, the policy never covers 100% of the amount at risk. Thus, a credit policy will generally only afford cover for 80%, 85%, or 90% of the credit given. After this, insurance company has to verify the obligation and pay the amount to the creditor on behalf of the policyholder, and the amount cannot be more than the amount covered in the policy.
Next is workman's compensation insurance. The risk is Proton's employees are also subjected to occupational accidents. Employees are frequently injured while performing their occupation. For example, the machine on which Proton's machine operator is operating may amputate their fingers. When such blunders occur, the employer may be held accountable. If the employee fits within the definition of workman as specified by the Act, the Workmen's Compensation Act of 1952 offers compensation in the event of death or injury. The scope of cover for this insurance: first, liability imposed upon the employer by the Workmen's Compensation Act 1952 to provide compensation to his or her workmen for bodily injury and to the dependents of his or her workmen upon their deaths arising out of and in the course of employment. Second is legal liability for damages the employer may incur under common law in relation to accidental death or bodily injury suffered by workmen arising out of and in the course of employment. The Proton company could minimize the danger of employees suing for carelessness in the event of an accident by investing in workmen's compensation insurance.
As a conclusion, insurance coverage that Proton Holdings berhak should take are fire insurance, public liability policy insurance, product liability insurance, burglary insurance, fidelity guarantee insurance, credit insurance, and workmen's compensation insurance. Proton Holdings berhak must take product liability insurance. This is because the company can insure any unexpected damage occurs during use of the product. After that, Proton also should take credit insurance of their company to cover the buyer's unwillingness or inability to pay when the time comes for the payment to be made. Besides, public liability policy insurance also company Proton take because it can cover claims that could arise from an incident on locations related to business activities. Other than that, Proton Holdings berhak should take fire insurance because it can cover a policy holders against fire loss or damage from a number of sources. Moreover, Proton can cover when the company or business have employees who act of dishonesty and fraud through fidelity guarantee insurance. Next is Proton must take burglary insurance to cover the occurrence of any theft in the company. And lastly, Proton company should take workmen's compensation insurance to cover their employees from occupational incidents. So, there are many benefits from the insurance that the company can get, which is peace of mind. It can give some peace of mind for the insured because they don't have to worry of the risk because the insurance can cover. Secondly is loss control. This is because surveyor may be employed to give people advice on loss control. Thirdly is social benefits. It helps fund to recover from a loss. And fourthly, investment of funds. The insurance help the premium that have insured pay and accumulated premiums of all insured over a long of time. And the last but not least, invisible earning commonly involve export and import.
That's all from us. Thank you.